Who's a silly pony?
You're a silly pony.
Who is?
You is Applejack.
Bumping into gates and knocking over fences. Who is?
You is Applejack.
All day long you trot around, looking at the apples on the trees, dreaming all your pony dreams, licking lips so greedily. Who's a silly pony?
You're a silly pony.
Who is?
You is Applejack.
Bumping into posts and falling into trenches. Who is?
You is Applejack.
Hello, welcome.
Hey guys,
and welcome to the Riff Cafe panel. Sorry we ran a little late. There were some difficulties. Ooh, dear goodness, my stream is going. Okay, there were some technical difficulties in getting some people into the call. So yes, I'll let Second Opinion take it over. He's going to be displayed as the Riff Cafe logo this stream.
hi there. I am the physical embodiment of the Riff Cafe, as you can plainly see. I lord over all, for all to see.
Certainly has the ego for it.
Yes, he's not that great.
I feel like Kaiba and Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged or something. If you think
Screw the Riffs, I have green hair.
No, that's only when I eat the bad mushrooms. But alright. So sorry for the late start here, but yeah, we're still nonetheless psyched to be here. We've got an enthusiastic crowd here, ready to answer all your questions, be they opinion-based MLP-related questions or anything you're curious about regarding the Rift's projects. And alright, you ask, we answer, and otherwise we, I don't know, bicker back and forth a lot and make fun of each other.
And if we don't answer a question, we throw muffins at Unova.
Also, people are yelling at us to turn the volume down, so
Okay.
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'll work that out. You guys will be able to hear me, but the stream doesn't.
Volume down, so
I still vote on throwing muffins at Unova.
Dang.
all in favor of the throwing muffins at Unova notion.
Aye.
Why not cupcakes? No.
Always have
Because
to
cupcakes
complicate
would
the
make more of a
Unova
mess.
notion.
I mean,
Why not cupcakes?
Can I?
No.
Okay, so
dang it.
I hope.
I was
Oh,
throwing
okay.
a muffin from the comic section.
So, does it sound about right now, people in the audience?
Okay, are we still blowing your ears out, or is it better now?
Hopefully we're not blowing their ears out.
Hopefully we're not echoing too much into their psyche.
Yeah.
And we're still echoing. What the hell?
Yeah.
Wow, I said that like 2 minutes ago.
Okay. Anyway, but alright, first off though, why don't we because other than myself, not everybody here is quite as famous as the biggest names in the Rift fandom, so why don't we go down around and introduce
Didn't
ourselves.
know that we had our own fandom.
I have fans?
Wow.
I have people following me?
Well, I haven't been in the Riff Cafe for
Fine,
months, so that's why.
indie fandom, if you must rein me in. But, alright, so one at a time. Start with past analysis. Tell us about yourself.
Well, my name's Fast Analysis. He just said that. What else is there? I haven't made anything in a long, long time, but the Rift, for some reason, likes to hear my opinions, so I've been on most of these podcasts, and that's about it.
It's really just because he makes great cupcakes, but alright. Calliope?
Hey everybody, I'm Calliope Pony.
She's the pony with awesome hair.
Well, that's not too late though. You can still throw in a brief rundown on what you do. Introduce yourselves to the nice people out there.
Oh, I dabble in a little bit of everything. I'm on YouTube, film fiction. I wouldn't say that I produce anything that's super awesome, but I enjoy dabbling here and there.
I believe she's the second most subscribed one here. All right, Nova.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, it is I, Unova Brony, fan to many of the medium, Frenchime, anime, cartoons of all types, and I'm here to say we're gonna get this party started. We're gonna enjoy ourselves, and we're gonna have a soda to it.
That was like an infinitely better intro than what I did.
P.S. He's also the Persona geek here.
Oh, actually, I'm the Persona / JoJo fan now. Woohoo! JoJo!
For those of you who don't know, which is everyone, he's talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is an anime that really lives up to that second word.
I'm kind of a One Punch Man myself.
Oh yeah, One Punch Man is the best.
Here. One Punch Man. All right. Moving on to Looney Turtle. Why don't you go next? Okay, I'm going to skip Looney because he is...
He's currently having some technical difficulties.
Traveling Arrow.
Hello, this is the Traveling Arrow here. I do character reviews and usual episode reviews. I don't go in order, so that's a little bit of a buzzkill, but whatever. I've been kind of slow lately because my computer's been giving me some trouble lately. But really, whose computer doesn't have trouble every now and then?
In the age of technology.
The Jester Pony Foolery.
He's not here right now. Do you care to leave a message?
I did it either.
Hey, everybody, it's Foolery. I do analysis and critique of episodes and various other things, and video game shenanigans from time to time.
And
basically it.
Fascinating.
Indeed.
All right. So is that Looney Turtle returning?
Yes, sorry, I disappeared for a minute. So right now there, unless you fixed it while I was gone, there's 2 streams. One has 34, which is the one I believe I'm hosting, and then yours is the Hangout one, and it's elsewhere.
The button, and then either everything will go black and the world will end, or this podcast will continue in a much less confusing manner.
Oh, goody! I love earth-shattering apocalypses!
Yes, if the stream stops for you, go to the channel, and then you should have a link to the main stream that we're on.
3, 2, 1.
All right, shall we give a countdown or whatever?
Well, I don't think the world ended.
Yep.
Shoot!
Yay, we're all alive.
These ultimatums that we have anyway.
Okay. Goody. Ugh. Back to the Rift.
Okay.
Earlier someone asked, what is the Riff Cafe project?
So while we were in the middle of introducing ourselves, I've got 3 questions here on hold, but anyway, the only people left to introduce ourselves, Looney, are you and me, and would you like to be the last one?
Sure.
Because you're probably the person like 90% of the audience came to see, but yeah, I'm the second opinion. A few years ago, I started as a side project reviewing MLP to calling my series Non-Brony Reviews, saying, all right, I want to see what a total outsider will think of this phenomenon. And now, 2-3 years later, I'm a moderator in the Riff Cafe, so that probably tells you everything you need to know.
No.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Looney.
Hello, everyone. I am the Looney Turtle. I make analysis and speculation videos for fun, and on the side, try to get people to make collaborative projects on the cafe channel. Yeah. So that's me.
He's the boss around here.
Sometimes.
Not really.
And now the question that he was excited to answer: what is the Riff Cafe project?
Well, a while ago, I joined the Riff Cafe Skype group, and we always came up with random ideas for what could be done in the Rift Cafe. Since the chat was called the Rift Cafe, we kind of role-played. And then I created this channel in the hopes of kind of actually making those projects, because most of the time those ideas were put to the side because, I got to make my reviews. But with the Riff Cafe, the hope was that we could actually take some of those ideas and make skits out of them. So that's kind of what I want the Riff Cafe to be, is fun side projects.
Oh,
So, it's a shame how a lot of them end up usually being better than our actual projects. Like, I've gotten more comments about me dancing than I have on, like, half of my reviews.
Well,
you are a very
you're
good
an excellent
dancer. You can't deny that.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Horse
All I had to
famous
do
dancer.
was
I mean,
watch
the latest
random
I get
tricks on
from
TV and try to imitate them.
I mean, the latest I ever get is just getting blasted off the cliff of the Riff Cafe.
But all right, and I think the next question is a very appropriate one for early on, nice and simple. Favorite pony?
Does Discord count as a pony?
You know, Discord does not count as a pony. I think everybody's looking for either main six or at very least like secondary character.
Shoot.
Hey, you know what? I'll let the chat put it to a vote. Do you want to hear just main six or secondary and like entire cast okay as well?
No, wait. How about this? Like basically I vote on the main six and also outside the main six.
All right, sure. One each.
All right, so who wants to go
to go first? Well, don't everybody get up at one. Oh, you want to go first?
Okay, well, hold on. I actually made a video about who is best pony, so I can just do a quick rehash of what I said there. I would name Twilight as my best pony, although Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie are close seconds.
Any particular reason? Or, well, actually, I don't mean the part of this from your video, but if you want to point that.
Twilight and Fluttershy are the two that I most relate to, and Pinkie Pie is the one I think would be the most fun to be around.
It's hard to argue with that, yeah. So, and how about outside the main six?
Outside of the main six, I love Princess Luna.
Who doesn't love the Queen of the Moon?
Hard to argue with that. Okay, does anyone want to go next, or should I step in and give you time?
I'll go next.
Okay.
Ordinarily, I would pick Pinkie Pie, but currently me and her are having a party war at the moment. Don't ask what a party war is.
Is it
You know what?
similar
I'm just gonna let this song answer because it actually answers both my questions. We're apples forever, apples together, a family, but so much more.
Everybody, no matter
What comes, we will stay forever. We're apples to the core.
Oh, God.
Shave and a haircut, Tobit.
Okay, well, we know who your favorite main character is now, but which apple is your favorite secondary?
Okay. Basically, what I meant by that is that I like AJ as one of the main six ponies, and I also love Big Macintosh. I'm sorry, Big Macintosh to me is like the best brother ever.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that cold guy in a dress for his little baby sister. That's some dedication right there.
How about that like is what allows him to come out of his shell? Just like
yeah.
I'm not even like talking in the way that half the people in the audience are thinking. Like, if you've ever acted on stage, that pretending to be someone else, that oftentimes can be exactly what you need to just like cast off all shyness and just
Hey, yep.
Look at me! I am beautiful!
As someone who is an aficionado of wearing masks, yes, hiding one's true self from the rest of the world enables you to let go.
All right, so who wants to go next?
I will go next because I will be quick about it. Best pony is Pinkie Pie in the main six, and the best non-main six pony, in my opinion, is DJ Pone 3. Done and
Can't
done.
argue with the vinyl scratch.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody
she's
noticed
awesome.
that. Yeah, that quote by Lauren Faust about how she originally envisioned like Derpy as sort of a silent Harpo Marx type character, which obviously she didn't end up becoming. But I bet it seems like they kind of put vinyl in that role now. DJ Plum 3.
Huh.
I mean, anybody kind of see it that way?
Well, she's silent, but she doesn't get up to all the goofy hijinks like Harpo
I can
does.
appreciate that. I actually studied a lot of Harpo Marx's work for a play I was in, and he's a personal hero of mine. So I guess I guess that's why it would make sense why I enjoy her so much.
For those of you who don't know, Harpo Marx was the Marx brother who was not allowed to talk, which you think he'd be the most annoying one, then the mime. Instead, he was everybody's favorite. He was like a silent Pinkie Pie, almost.
And
He was
had
the quartet's clown.
And he had a fantastically wonderful guest appearance on I Love Lucy.
That was awesome, too.
Oh yeah, it is one of the best guest appearances.
Yeah, paying tribute to this scene he was in that was one of the most famous in movie history. But all right, so now we've got another question to put on
We
the
all
list
did.
here. But first, okay, yeah, rest of the favorite ponies. Who else is ready?
I guess I can go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
My favorite of the main six probably would be Twilight. I relate to her the most. And she's just kind of pretty enjoyable to watch when she's, dorking out. If I had to say what my favorite character that is non-main six, it would easily have to be Santa Shimmer, who is my favorite overall. Oh boy, I can't really explain it in short. That doesn't do it justice.
Insert plug-in video here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't. I mean, answer plug comment thing. Generally, I she's my waifu. I can't really explain it at the moment, but yes, I there are so many things about her that I love. But go on.
I think it would be fair to say that she grew well beyond what anybody expected in her first appearance.
Oh, indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
mean, I guess
your
like you
turn.
could argue that the barest essentials for her to become what she did were there, but anyway, go ahead, Unova, if you're ready. Or maybe you can't even hear me right now.
Unova, are you there?
I am here.
All
All
right.
right, you ready with your favorite pony, or?
Oh, yes. My favorite pony would have to go to Pinkie Pie because, honestly, she's the very expressive, hiding her emotions out there, constantly showing like her extreme side at many points, but isn't shy to like hide her feelings of sadness when they come, And for like my favorite non-main six pony, I would definitely have to go with Big Macintosh because honestly, with season 6, just Dungeons and Discord really just showcases Big Mac as an amazing dork.
Hoof bump.
Hoof bump indeed.
Who else wants to see Shining Armor join them for Guys' Night?
Oh, I'd love that. That was a great episode.
Passed on that even as is.
Here.
Here.
Okay.
That was...
Okay, Looney, you're the last one, and probably after this, we're probably going to get a lot of questions.
All right,
Yeah.
so
We already have a few on the back burner.
Pinkie Pie, I relate to her the most, and Luna. Yeah.
Well, that was
So that's
Yeah.
that's 2 for Pinkie Pie and Luna.
Rainbow Dash. We need more Rainbow Dash fans here.
Oh please.
No, I mean, seriously, this is the first sort of tomboy character that I thought got it exactly right. That, like...
Don't get me wrong. She's great. It's just... I actually know a lot of people like her.
Yeah, well, that's true too. 'Cause, like, you look at, I don't know, someone like Toph Fei Fong, where they like she's cruel, like or
I don't know if I go
she's
so far as to say cruel, but definitely harsh.
well, I mean, she can be harsh and everything, but I mean, that's more often than not played up as just like in and of itself great. That like she just kind of loves knocking people upside the head. And don't get me wrong, Toph is a great character in her own right, but I mean, that's I think speaks to how Rainbow takes it even a step farther, because it's like with characters who are insecure about losing, it's not. At least in my experience, it's not because that they love driving people crazy. It's because getting people mad at them feels marginally better than admitting defeat. So like, and because of that, we get lots of moments with Rainbow where she's like either all confidence or no confidence. Like there's not really an in between with her, which I think is well done.
Now
Yeah,
I kind of want to
that's
see
true.
it. Now I kind of want to see a Toph Rainbow Dash crossover and see how they would play off each other.
Wait, hold on. Did you say toffee or toff?
Toph. Although Toffee would be interesting too.
No. I thought I heard opinion. I thought I heard second.
Yeah, no, Toph. But
Wrong podcast, buddy. You better find something else.
all right. But anyway, the next question that I saw was thoughts on the MLP movie.
So spoilers, by the way. So far, I'm not sure. The character designs I like, but I'm not like I haven't heard anything about the story, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. I really have no opinion on it. So.
Well, I am actively trying to avoid spoilers, so I'm not looking at any of the promotional stuff. However, the original My Little Pony movie that was released in the 1980s was where they introduced the Flutter Ponies to the line, and they went on their journey to Flutter Valley and met the Flutter Ponies. And I know a lot of G1 fans have been waiting for Flutter Ponies in G4, so I would love if they worked them into this movie.
Well, to be honest, I'm actually really excited to see the movie, to see how it turns out. I'm a little bit nervous if my expectations go downhill or not, but you know what? I'm going to give it the best thoughts and hope that it comes out magnificent.
As the son of a film critic, never get hyped or go into something with expectations. Otherwise, you are setting yourself up for failure. And I have learned this time and time again with so many video games, but I've rarely done it with film because my father beat that mindset into me by dragging me to screeners of terrible movies countless times.
Oh,
So,
you kind of moved away from the mic a bit.
It's a crappy headset, unfortunately. I'm not at home. That's why I'm on this piece of crap Bluetooth.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. If anyone is wondering why I sound like this, it's because I'm on my phone.
Honestly, for the movie, I'm gonna just essentially come in with like as Fuller would say, little expectations, because this my background might be quite different from him, but I basically believe that don't come into something with big expectations or like thoughts that like your own ideas are going to be published into a movie based on like how you interpret the fan base and or show, because seriously, that's not how the world's going to work. Like, even if your ideas are very great and all, you have to think very realistically about what the show can or cannot do. And with like the list of like celebrities, I have a feeling that this movie is actually going to be quite it's going to perform quite well for like what it is, like possibly like an 8 out of 10, like just guessing at this point, but who knows? It might bomb. It might seriously bomb. It might succeed. It might even surpass a lot of people's expectations. It's just a gambit, really.
And it might even have actual catchy songs that might get stuck in your head for a few weeks.
And I think also we need to consider the actual success of things like Equestria Girls, which surprised a lot of people. I remember a lot of people before those films came out that it was like and I still haven't seen them, so I don't even know what kind of fan am I to even talk about it? But I
Oh,
know a
you're
lot of
missing
people
out.
who really, I know, but there's a lot of people who enjoy Equestria Girls, and it's like, well, if that's anything to go by, then I'm not too worried about the movie. Let me say that.
I mean, I would kind of agree with that. Like, Equestria Girls is a good glimpse into, I think, how they can at least be competent with this kind of thing, and now add in they have the freedom to, well, I guess Equestria Girls, they're technically canon as well, but to not, like, have to take it out of time with the rest of the show, although, double-edged sword here, they're probably going to be, like, really, really worried about new people coming into it, but, I think even more telling might be, like, what this team does in general when they plan to go big, at least in the recent seasons. They throw in a lot of visual creativity, they throw in a lot of, like, epic scale events, at least in one sense of the word or another. Like, they try to go big, and so, like, even Slice of Life, which, right in the title, called Slice of Life, they went all out with all the new characters they could throw in, or at the very least, new voices. So, and yeah, they go really big. They don't, like, necessarily even care if some of it, like, stands out at an odd angle to the rest. They just, like, try to really have fun with it. So I guess if I had to predict, that's what I guess, like, a big, visually fun, enjoyable but flawed movie is my best guess. But who else, though?
I think we pretty much got everybody.
I will add, though, Traveling Arrow's philosophy. I'm going to second that one, though. You never expect anything ahead of time like that. You're almost setting yourself up to fall there, because, I mean...
I thought that was foolery.
Some of the...
Yeah, that was foolery.
Yeah, that was foolery, not me.
Well, don't mind me.
I mean, I agree with him.
Don't blame me.
So-
The hangout link is
Getting the wrong people there, buddy.
the hangout link is putting up the wrong talking heads at the wrong time.
Kalu, I swear to God, in a trunk, off a ledge if you don't get out of here.
I'm afraid you can't get rid of me, buddy. It's a package deal.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
We're stuck with him.
Anyway, next question.
Which was favorite villains? Keep the questions coming, by the way. We've got some time left here.
Well, if I may, I actually did a video on villains way back when. And my favorite is Discord, when he was a villain. But, the villains in MLP, they kind of run the gambit. I do really like the Flim and Flam brothers, if you consider them, people just consider them antagonists, but that's a whole other argument for another time.
For me, I would have to say Queen Chrysalis would definitely be on, like, my favorite villains, because one, she's aesthetically hideous, like, she just has this air to her, and also how, like, from her first surprise appearance from season 2 with, like, being like a surprise villain, like hiding as, like, the supposed Princess of Love, to, like, the now recent season 6 finale with the whole, I actually took over Equestria by taking all of its leaders and such and replaced them all with changelings and such, and I nearly got away with it too if it wasn't for this one dissenting changeling and this wannabe apprentice to Princess Sparkle over there.
And I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling Reformed.
And your Discord, too.
Wow. And your ex-changeling.
I kind of agree with you, Nova. Chrysalis is kind of a good villain. I mean, she's actually one of the first villains to actually make a comeback besides Sombra and the timeline thing, and also Tyrek from Gen 1. But I'm sorry. I have to stick with Discord, everyone.
I mean, it's hard not to side with Discord. I mean, he's a lot of fun. He's probably one of the more well-rounded characters just because they're able to give him a reason other than like wanting power. Like he already has all the power in the world. He's
Phenomenal cosmic power. Itty bitty little space.
Itty bitty little space.
He's evil genie.
Exactly.
Although
I would actually like
have
to see a
heard
death battle of that.
I think somebody tried to do a death battle of Bill Cipher versus Discord, which not sure I agreed with the results, but I'll leave that for another day.
Crossing cartoon lines and such will always end badly.
I did a crossover fic about the two of them.
Wait,
All
I
right.
think they get along.
All right, so who's next?
Yeah.
I would say Discord is awesome, but a lot of what I like best about him is from his Reformation arc. So in terms of straight up villains, my favorites are actually the Sirens. I think that
The Sirens were good.
Yeah.
I think that having a team instead of a single person worked really well because you had the different personalities bouncing off of each other. And I also think they may have had the most solid evil plan of any of the villains. They were crafty, they were manipulative, they didn't make any really stupid, obvious plot holes in their plans. And when they were defeated, it was because they were simply outpowered, not because of their own incompetence.
By the way, if you want to get autographs of them, go by the alleyway next door. No, seriously, we never even find out whatever happened to them.
Oh, I'm sure they'll turn up in another sequel.
Yeah.
It's
Or at
like
least
someone
an offhand
screams.
reference or something.
It shows that like someone screams in the background. Foreshadowing. All right.
So there was a question. Oh, sorry. Did everybody finish?
Well,
I
actually-
have an answer.
Go for it. Passed.
Okay.
For me, I mean, I do love the Sirens. The Sirens were great. Though, I'm going to have to go with Sombra. I am a Sombra fan. I thought that, like, Sombra as a villain, he works because he's mysterious and there's a lot of things there that, you know, you can headcanonize about. He sort of reminds me of, I know this is probably a bit overboard, but his fall reminds me of like Arthas's fall in World of Warcraft, where like he's trying to do something good and then it probably leads to something negative. That's the headcanon I'm a fan of, but yeah, Sombra would probably have to be my favorite.
I would find it funny if someone's just using his horn as a back scratcher.
Oh, the amount
And then
of
the
this
horn like suddenly regrows.
Yeah. Yes.
Butt scratcher! Butt scratcher!
Butt scratcher.
Butt scratcher!
Scratcher.
Oh dear.
Got a pony lives.
So there was a question like, how do you get into the Riff Cafe? Which, yeah, that's an easy one. Just contact us if you think you're ready. You think you're far enough along making your videos. We're always, looking for new friends. So show us what you got. We'll be happy to consider you.
There was also a lot of
Because we
confusion.
like to.
There was also a lot of confusion about the mods. So for the Skype group, the moderators are Second Opinion, Crimson Glow, Unova Brony, and Torterra Hoof. I can help you get in contact with them, but I am not a mod of the Skype group. I can give links to the Discord server, but again, the Skype mods are the mods of that server. At the very least, the requirements for the Discord server is that you create some sort of content, whether that be art, animation, analysis, and speculation. As
Music.
long as you make something, you can.
Or if you
probably
made
get into
something
the-
and you, like, I mean, like, I sort of haven't made anything in a long time. It's a running joke.
Yeah. Or if you maybe participated in a couple podcasts, like Pasta always does.
Yes.
So that's how you can get into the Discord server. Instant invites are open to really anyone. So as long as you have a friend who thinks you won't cause trouble, you can get in, usually. So that was a lot more freeform. The Skype group, second, you should tell them about the Skype group.
No, it's just like I mean, we have like loose requirements. I mean, if you have 150 subscribers, that's a good sign that you've made some progress. You probably try if you have 50 watchers on DeviantArt, because we also looking for artists. But yeah, I mean, we're not like sticking uber strict to that. If you like what you're doing with your content, you think you're ready to join, ready to work with other people, I mean, go for it. You know, I mean, we don't approve everybody, but we say, okay, if you think that you stepped it up later, come on back and try again. So,
Yep. And then
Also,
there's-
getting people to vouch for you can help.
Yeah, and then there's the Riff Cafe assets, like there are backgrounds and stuff that are open to anyone, so long as you credit LightningBliss for creating the artwork, and either the channel or myself for helping develop them. Like, I gave LightningBliss basically blueprints for how to, basic sketches for the backgrounds, so, yeah.
There seemed to be some confusion on this one too. That like, okay, we have the Skype group, like the group of Rift people, and then we have lots of collaborative projects. Like the Rift channel is a collaborative project, the Discord channel is a collaborative project, and then the confusion on like the other groups that have no affiliation with us that decided they wanted to start their own Rift, quote unquote. I mean, we don't have a problem with them. Just like yes, they.
Let's
as long
actually
as they don't claim to have affiliation with us.
So the Secret Rift is a split-off group from the Riff Cafe, and they don't want anything to do with the Riff Cafe. We're willing to work with members from the Secret Rift, but in general, we have to be more of a hands-off for members of them. We have to ask for whether or not they would like to be included in certain things. So,
yeah, well, I mean, it seems like you're responding to the notion that this is a sensitive issue. It's not, or at least as far as we're concerned, it's not. There are several people in the Skype group that are also in the Secret Rift. We have no problem with that. They're essentially another group that has no affiliation. I think a couple of their like moderators were trying to start like some kind of rivalry early on, like because that's what they did. That'd be good for publicity. And actually, that might have had its merits, but we weren't really interested. So
as I put it to Looney the other night, it's not really like it's West Side Story around here where we're like patrolling a border, snapping our fingers, ready to shank somebody. It's like you in the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker. It's nothing like that at all.
I mean, surprise, motherfucker.
I'm actually really good friends with people like Katie Patterson and Sky Paul, who are parts of Limbo and the Secret Rift and things like that, and it's a weird kind of dichotomy, but for the most part, it's just get along with one another.
Yeah.
You got a friend in me.
Yeah,
I think that was like, what are we going to have a rivalry about? Who makes the better free content? Like,
so
we're all bronies in the end of the day.
The channel, anyone in any group can usually participate, and then for the Skype group, that's the main, like the Skype group, Discord server, those are the exclusive parts of the cafe, but the channel I'm trying to make more open than it's not tied to the Skype group, essentially completely tied. Like your membership in the Riff Cafe doesn't affect your ability to be on this channel. It's
it's a collaboration project. If you've got an idea, something you want to join in with, go ahead and ask. No harm in that. So
yep.
All right. Back to
so
opinion-based questions, I guess.
Yeah. Next question.
Okay, Celestia or Luna? Is anybody going to pick Celestia to that?
I actually would pick Celestia.
I don't have any hate. Okay, sorry. Were you gonna say something, Innova?
I was going to say I would go with Luna, but that was just it. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, but they said would anyone, and I would, and the reason is I don't know. I like Celestia seems more willing to joke around, and I kind of like that dichotomy of being a leader and having all this authority, but wanting to goof around and being too constricted. So
I would say it depends on what you're choosing them for. Luna might be the one I would rather have at a party. Celestia might be the one I would rather have to negotiate delicate situations.
I don't know. Celestia has proven to have a wonderful sense of humor over the seasons. So I think people forget that she's not as strict or uptight as a lot of people perceive her to be. And neither is Luna, for that matter.
Yeah, but Celestia's not going to turn the town upside down at a nightmare night party.
No,
I mean,
you know,
I thought
but
they
you know,
sorry, good. I thought they kind of.
sorry.
You first. Final answer.
I'd go with Celestia. I do love Luna, and I have said that I prefer Luna as like best princess, but you know, just like maybe somebody sit down and have tea with, I'd rather go with Celestia because she's still kind of an unknown. There's still a lot of questions that I have to ask her and things like that. And Luna, you know, otherwise, you know, I kind of know her overall arc, and Celestia is more still the mysterious figure. So I'm far more interested in learning like more details about her.
Well,
I mean-
for me, I would have to say Cadence. No, I'm kidding.
Boo!
I'm gonna get like you're gonna get cut up, buddy. Cardboard again.
Oh, come on. I was just a joke. I mean, if I was really going to go too far, I was going to say Spike, but no, everyone hates that episode.
I would have just basically been
Rightfully
like,
so.
Okay, in all honesty, I would say Luna. I mean, no offense to Princess Celestia. I like Princess Celestia. She seems like a kind pony, someone to have tea with, like like he said. But yeah, I just love Luna. I mean, what other princess can go into other people's dreams? I mean, that would be kind of awesome.
It's also kind of creepy.
that is kind of creepy.
Yeah, it is.
As someone who also invades other people's dreams, it's definitely not what it's all cracked up to be.
Right. Anyway, but yeah, final answer, Luna. I'm sorry, I still love the Princess of the Night.
I mean, I thought Celestia had potential early on. Like, I mean, like someone who has to play like the top dog, who when her truer self is someone a little more gentle and personable. But I mean, they just kind of didn't use. I mean, they didn't really do much of anything with her. It seems she faded off into the background eventually. And now, whenever they try to like put her back in the spotlight, it seems they try to overplay her because they're just trying to like take shots in the dark to make her interesting. Like now she's I don't know, Pinkie Pie type prankster instead of just like a more gentle one like in Burn the Hoof or what else? Now, see, she's just like you. She has fights with her sister over who forgot the present.
Oh yeah, that was actually kind of smart.
On that note, in the early seasons, we got the sense that she was really good at planning things out to the best advantage and figuring out what was likely to happen and tweaking the strings with Twilight to have the best chance of victory. But then in later seasons, it's like, Twilight, we're going to give you all the alicorn power and you're not allowed to tell your friends for no reason.
Yeah. Although, to their credit, I did like how that, even in and of itself, that showed like how desperate and borderline hopeless the situation was. Like they're essentially
Personally,
playing defense just to stop him from 100% winning instead of 98%.
Is it wrong of me to think that maybe Twilight was still going to blow up with all that alicorn magic inside of her?
Personally, I believe that there was more to that than what we were seeing. Of course, this is a headcanon. My theory is that they did they gave her all the alicorn magic so that she would inevitably fight Tyrek and win. Because if you think about their desperate plan, desperate plan involved Twilight hiding forever, Tyrek getting all the magic, and that's their plan. It seems a little bit too negative, and like even if it was to turn out well.
Tell her friends.
Well, also, Celestia's kind of shown that she's putting a lot more emphasis on, say, like Cadence and Twilight, because, you know, her abilities are waning. And I think that's kind of been an overarching thing that nobody really talks about. The whole fact that she can't wield the elements of harmony anymore, things like that. It's just...
The fact that she can't stand up to bigger foes like Chrysalis, for instance.
Yeah, it's starting to show, and I think that's what the whole point of them taking a sideline. I mean, they got her and Luna got their flanks beat by clouds.
Well, that was supposed to be like from the
Yeah, I know it's supposed to be wild weather, but you're telling me two entities that have power over celestial bodies can't beat some friggin' clouds?
To be honest,
What has to happen for this stuff to be a threat? Like, it hasn't been explicitly stated that they ever could have overcome the threats that have taken them down. So, I mean, if that's what they're going for, they would probably have to make it a little more explicit to make it
The
work.
problem that they had, I think, in that the premiere was that they want to use them as, like, in the story, they want them to be there, but they also don't want the conflict to be resolved. So the end result is they become increasingly more weak.
Well, there's also the idea that eventually Celestia and Luna might disappear. I know that's a fan theory, that's what people throw around, and that essentially what they're doing is preparing Twilight and others the ponies, to be more self-sufficient, essentially. Once they may not always be around.
Watch that be what they do in the movie. That oh, Celestia, die! What will we do? Twilight.
I don't think anyone's ever going to die. I don't think that's going to happen. But they might
Celestia
definitely disappear.
had to combine her soul with the sun to keep it ignited, keep the world in balance.
That's not bad, actually. I wouldn't put him past doing something like that.
The show hasn't even been willing to confirm that Applejack's parents are dead off camera. I doubt they're going to actually ever show a character dying.
Well, actually, try telling that to the bees at the treehouse.
Nope. I know this is the next season. Spoilers have been released. Don't anybody tell her anything.
No, I wasn't going to. No, I wasn't going to say that. I was talking about the bees in Twilight's treehouse.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah!
I've never stood a chance to Tyrek. How could they kill them all? You know, they were just bees, for God's sake. Bees.
Okay.
Oh God, no! Not the bees! Not the bees!
Okay. Let's move on to the next question.
Not the bees meme.
All right, let's continue.
All right, I'm going to combine a couple questions here. Favorite and least favorite episode, and favorite and least favorite song.
Good
Ooh.
Are we talking about...
That's a tough one.
Okay, well, I'll go first then.
All right, I'll go second.
Well, geez, taking my role there. Maybe I should reconsider. All right, no, I have a second opinion. We'll go first. All right. Let me see here. Favorite episode? Actually, the Canterlot Wedding. Like, it seems to be a love it or hate it sort of an episode, and going over why it would probably take more time than we have here, but I mean, to me, that was sort of the pinnacle in a lot of ways. Like, it was coming from a season that was still presided over by Lauren Faust, but you can see, I guess, a lot of Megan McCarthy's influence at the end, and it's I guess, where the thoughtfulness and the three-dimensionality of Megan McCarthy, Lauren Faust meets like the ambitiousness and the sense of fun, I guess, of Megan McCarthy. Like, it's a really actually nominated for deepest issue the show has gone over. Like, your sibling marrying someone who might legitimately be wrong for them, and not being willing to accept that. And what do you do if you think they're about to throw their lives away? Like, that's intense. And it also comes out as one of the most fun episodes we've had. But yeah. So, all right, and I need to shorten the explanations here because I ramble a lot. But least favorite episode is One Bad Apple, because I just thought that was really lame how they handled the bullying and the Cutie Mark Crusaders themselves. I thought they got kind of a heartbreaking downgrade in their power level, for lack of a better word. Favorite song is Becoming Popular from Sweet and Elite. Kind of love, like, just, yeah. I mean, Rarity is not even like my favorite character, but I mean, I just love the bit with her living out her fantasy there. Just, I don't know. I know very little about fashion, but heck, did they get me into it there? And least favorite song, which I'm surprised is not every person's choice ever when I see this question, the Failure song. Like,
the failure song. Yeah, the failure song.
let's sing about
yeah, I remember
one
that.
line that shouldn't have amounted to more than that, the line and the half second of thought that goes with it into an entire song in the most sing-song, obviously padded out way possible.
All right.
Might I go next?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. I'll go
Alrighty.
first.
Alrighty then.
Give you plenty of time stalling there.
Okay. Favorite episode? I would have to go for Equestria Games, because it was the episode that opened my eyes to the greatness that is Spike the Dragon. Also,
Here.
Actually also gave him gave the Crystal Ponies a reasonable reason to celebrate his exploit as the hero of the Crystal Empire by literally saving an entire stadium with fire breath. But let's see, going down to the worst episode, frankly, that's going to have to be a tie between one episode of great consequence to the Equestria Games plot, that being Rainbow Falls. Such a despicable, awful episode with many characters not acting the way, and more debauchery of the Wonderbolts. And the other one would have to go to Cart Before the Ponies. That's the most wasteful episode I've ever seen, and the most ear-bleeding, repetitive things you will ever see.
All the rage.
Just no. Okay, let's go to favorite song. That would have to go for... No, let's just start with least favorite song. That's obviously going to go with a tie between Generosity from Rarity Takes Main Hand, because gosh, that song sucks, and also Derby Racers, because
get some heat for that.
I'm sorry, I'm keeping that. Least favorite is Generosity, but favorite song, that's going to have to go for what was it? It was. Okay, I'm gonna have to say like okay, move on to Traveling Arrow. It's gonna take me a while to remember this.
All right, Traveling Arrow. It looks like you've been nominated to go next.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna make mine brief, so no worries. Okay, so favorite episode. I am tempted to say the recent Changeling episode, the one where Spike becomes friends with the Changeling, but no. I'm actually gonna say Apples to the Core, because I mean, Pinky Apple Pie. My bad. I like that Pinky is now an apple. I'm sorry. Least favorite episode, Princess Spike. No question.
That was a good choice.
Okay. As for favorite song, it's still my favorite today because of the song I did for Shadow 4-1. By the way, go check out our channel. Shout out. I would have to say My Past Is Not Today. And as for my least favorite song, I really hate to say this, but my least favorite song is Babseed.
I can understand that, actually. I mean, I just picked that as a least favorite episode, and that song is a good bullet point example of why.
No offense to people who like the episode, I just never found that song catchy. I like the TF2 version, though, because that one's funny.
So, quick question. Do we care about going over time? For the other
Well,
conventions,
we
people had
started-
other panels to go to during the day, but since the concert is pretty much the last panel, so do we just want to keep going for however long it takes to answer more
anyone
questions?
here who wants to leave, like members of the panel, that is, go right ahead. I figured we'd go a little longer here because we started a little late, so
Yeah,
give people their money's worth.
I just
I'm more than happy to be over.
Yeah, I'm just bringing it up because the stream is reaching an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, wanted to know what our plan was.
So, but yeah, anyone who needs to drop out early, though, drop out early.
Okay, nobody's left.
Yeah, no one left. So
I get. I'll go next if no one else wants to.
I'll go next.
Okay.
And then I'll
I really got nothing better to do.
after everybody else has gone next.
So, for me, my favorite episode is still undoubtedly Horsewarming Eve. I love that episode. I love the history it gives. It's got a lot of history headcanon material in it. And overall, I just think it's a very clean, well-structured episode. One of the greatest structured episodes, I think, in the series. In terms of my least favorite episode, it would have to go to Applejack's Day Off. Oh my gosh, do I hate that episode. And I hate that episode almost primarily from a structural point of view. Like, I think it is the worst for that reason alone, where I'm going through the episode and I'm thinking, okay, this is a weird episode, but alright. It gets to the end and I'm like, okay, well, that's the end. Wait, what? There's like a whole, 25% left of it. What's that? And then I find out that 25% is like a massive portion of the episode to the story. And the moral of the story is, don't waste your time. And I'm just thinking, so you're basically telling me that I just wasted my time watching this episode.
That is perfect, actually.
And so that would have to be my least favorite episode of the show.
Oh my gosh, this episode is brilliant. It has deconstructed a way to be the worst episode.
Yeah. In terms of my most favorite and least favorite song, I would have to say, you guys basically said both of them already. My Past Is Not Today, that's obviously my favorite song. I mean, it's my waifu, come on.
Welcome to the club, bud.
Wait, she's your waifu too? Well,
No, I was talking about the song.
Oh, okay. In terms of my least favorite song, it would have to go to Generosity.
Yes!
And it's a very underwhelming song. It's all vocals. I'm not like totally digging it. So yeah, Generosity.
To be honest, if there is a song that deserves the name of Generosity, it would have to be Mondo Ponies.
Exactly! Oh! That song is
Okay.
God tier.
Okay, so who's next?
I believe that's me. Favorite episode would probably be Super Study Squeezy 6000. The same for best song. The first appearance of Flim and Flam will be forever my favorite because I love Flim and Flam. They're great. Least favorite episode, Newbie Dash.
Ooh, good pick.
That's kind of contradicting a video I made because I said it wasn't the worst ever. It's not a bad, terrible episode, but as far as watchability goes, if you wanted to be like, hey, fool, why don't we sit down and watch Newbie Dash? I'd rather jump out a window. I'd rather watch Princess Spike again because I only watched that episode once, and maybe that was enough. But I watched Newbie Dash so many times for the video that I did. It's just I don't ever need to see it again. I don't like a lot of the messages in some of the things. It's just full of cringe. Yeah, no, thank you. and I guess I've already said my favorite song, but worst song, I'd say not because it's a bad song per se, but it's because of its message would be "Stop the Bats."
Oh,
And I don't like that episode either very much. To me, a lot of the main six break their character. But it's a fun episode. But as far as the message goes, and as far as everybody acting how they're supposed to, aside from say Fluttershy, it just seems really weird that everybody would just be like, "Oh yeah, let's just totally screw with these animals and their natural habits and everything like that." It's just like, nope. Well,
how about
and I know that ultimately that's
argument?
the moral to the story. I'd say that that is the moral to the story in the end. Everybody's like, you shouldn't mess with this kind of thing. But to me, it's like we didn't need to have the episode to tell us that. It's just I don't know. I just don't like the message of the song. It is a catchy tune though.
Applejack's compelling argument that bats look creepy and eat apples.
and that they're
You
ugly.
know what? Yeah, you know what? That's fine. They're creepy. They eat apples. But you're talking to somebody who loved spiders growing up. So you're probably not the best person to be talking with that subject. I have a clown fetish, man. I love creepy clowns. What do you expect out of me? You think I'm gonna be in their ballroom? You think I'm gonna be on their side of the court? People are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, bats are creepy. They're disgusting." I'm like, "Screw you. They're awesome. They're also great pest control."
Who needs a clown when you have the Joker?
Indeed. And, I'm also friends with a lot of people who have bat pony OCs. So I guess ultimately, I wouldn't have a lot of bat ponies as friends if it weren't for that episode. So, and they can be really fun OC designs. So
There's that.
All right, so
also, forever eating.
We still have Calliope and
Okay. To be honest, I really cannot pick a favorite episode because there's just, if I try and think of what's my favorite, there's just too many good ones that come to mind. So I really can't pick a favorite. In terms of least favorite, I would say either Spike at Your Service or What About Discord?
both very good choices.
Very good choice about Discord.
Oh yeah, what about Discord? Yeah, that one was pretty.
yeah.
Oranges! What sort of joke can you make from that experience?
I don't know. I mean, I'm getting the sense that the guy who wrote that has never actually experienced an inside joke before. I don't know. I don't know. They just kind of described it to him like, "Hey, we want to write an episode about an inside joke." You know what that is, right?
And you don't go rubbing inside jokes in other people's faces. Who does that?
By the way, Yenova,
Yeah?
you're saying that topic about oranges. Try telling that to the frog and bird from the Mirror Pool episode.
Oh, yeah.
And for songs, my favorite song would probably be either Smile, Smile, Smile or A True, True Friend. And my least favorite song, off the top of my head, would probably be This Is Our Big Night from the first Equestria Girls movie.
All right, I'm back. I disappeared for a minute.
Oh, that's
I
good.
don't like a lot of the songs that I've heard from Equestria Girls. So I guess it's just me though.
I just realized what my favorite song was. It took me a while, but it's actually Welcome to the Show from Equestria Girls 2.
I enjoyed that one.
So thank you,
Least
Calliope.
favorite
You
is
just
This Is Our Big Night.
By the way, Calliope, as for your two favorite songs, guaranteed to get stuck in your head for the next 5 weeks.
Yes, they are.
All right. Do you want to go for the quicker questions now, or?
Well, I haven't answered that question.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, Looney.
Who's running this show here?
Well, I am technically, because I'm hosting the stream.
You're a turtle, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
Turtle.
Yes, I'm slow, so that's why the stream was late.
Actually, that was more my fault. But Okay, go ahead.
I blame coordination. Like, we didn't really plan very well. So, my least favorite...
That's the story of our lives.
Yeah, well, my least favorite episode and my least favorite song kind of go hand in hand. I don't like Apple Family Reunion, and I don't like Raise This Barn.
Oh.
Racist barn, racist barn.
1, 2, 3, 4. Can you count, kids? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Did I just hear? Oh yeah, racist barn. I forgot about that.
Racist barn jokes!
Raise this barn, mend that fence. We do not have insurance. We all work hard the pony way. 3 weeks worth of there 2 days. With that wood, step backside. All complaints to Applejack. Apple extends her right elbow. 6 more hours. Here we go. Yeehaw!
Oh, we lost Calliope.
Yeah.
Nope, she's back.
What happened there? You okay?
Calliope?
Calliope.
Okay, well, while she gets that figured out,
Yeah, so
did anybody else?
I don't like Apple Family Reunion just due to its plot, and then Raise This Barn just too repetitive. Like, it's the
Hey,
most
guys, I'm
repetitive
back.
Song. Goody.
Okay. But yeah,
Okay.
repetitive song.
All right, and as for favorite song and episode,
Favorite song, and favorite episode, again, hand in hand. Pinky Pride and Pinky's Lament.
oh, nice.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because like the
I'm going
whole
to have to
episode
keep my mouth
was,
shut very tight on this one.
the episode itself really fun with Weird Al especially. But the reason I like Pinky's Lament in particular is because it goes through this moment of doubt with Pinky's character. Like, she's been throwing parties her entire life, pretty much, and in this moment, someone comes into town, shows her up completely. And, like, this song is the journey of her going into her lowest of lows and contemplating, well, I guess I should do something else. And she puts away her party cannon, puts away her balloons, puts away everything that makes her Pinky. And then later realizes through the pictures, which is a nice callback to old episodes, that, you know, this is her place. She is supposed to be the party pony of Ponyville. So I really like that shift in her character, going from her lowest of lows to her highest of highs, kind of thing.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I kind of liked it when Weird Al started singing the Smile song for a small portion.
That was
That was
hey,
was
that's my song.
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
yeah. What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's something Weird Al actually does in his concert too, just like remixing several of the most popular songs.
Yeah.
All right. So do we go to the next question, or?
Has everybody gone?
I think so.
All right. The next question is one I'm kind of excited for here. Your choice for funniest moment in the Riff Cafe.
Okay, I have one in mind, but it's biased.
Go right ahead.
Let's get the bias out of the way. You fire away there, Chucho.
So the fight between me and DeWilstonator, because that was very impromptu. Well, it was scripted, but like it was kind of just thrown together with as many ideas as we could come up with. The Shining and like Walmart, just a bunch of memes and jokes. It was so fun.
Well, you just took my answer.
That was pretty great.
That is one of the highlights of the Meanwhile series. That is, I will have to admit that. I'll
I'm
give you
totally
that.
in the dark, like just imagining what's going on behind all that.
Yeah. And then the end kind of throws you for a loop because Eric's now a disembodied voice.
God damn it, he's right.
Yeah. So how was I fighting with him in the first place?
Actually, that's a good question. Maybe he became a disembodied voice.
Oh gosh.
Yep.
Anyway, if I have to give,
I've got one.
All right, go ahead.
My favorite moment is probably again with Looney, and it's One of my favorite jokes that he and I wrote together is the fact that Looney doesn't know how to check a pulse.
You poke him with a stick, right?
That would explain the lack of a pulse. Looney, you still don't know how to check a pulse.
For me, well, Looney took my answer. So curse you for that.
Sorry, I'm biased.
But if I had to give another one, it would have to be a tie between when the Wilsonator was stuck in the cage at the end of that, and Second's dance video in the other Meanwhile episode.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
I'm sorry,
I agree
dude.
with
You're a
that
very
one.
good dancer.
It's the key to my success, bringing Crimson Glow to yell at me.
Tony!
Alright, so who's next?
We also have an answer.
I don't know. I kind of like your dancing in the Meanwhile video. I also remember in one of our earlier Cafe Cast recordings, we were imagining a crossover between Pinkie Pie and Crunk from The Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, right. The poison for Cusco. The poison chosen especially to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison. That poison?
Yes, that poison.
Yeah, Pinkie's Rarity Shoulder Angels can fight with Crunk's Shoulder Angels.
Oh my god, yes.
The brawl of the century.
Joy. While they're making spinach
Or utter
puffs.
chaos with Deadpool and Pinkie.
I've got a moment.
Alright, go
Go
ahead,
for
Quill.
it.
Ooh, movements.
I really like shutting the door in Silver Quill and Firebrand and Josh Scorch's face.
Yes! Yes!
No password, no entry.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
fun to
that is
animate.
kind of-
Today's password is Farfignugan. Okay, I'm done.
How do I pronounce that?
Farfignugan? It's sort of like a cross between a Fig Newton.
Oh,
Farfig Newton.
okay.
I'm hungry.
I'm gonna just go to the park.
Also, recommended serving size is 2 Fig Newtons. Eat healthy, kids.
How about that? So, anybody else?
I'd probably just say like most of the Riff podcasts I've been in, like there isn't really like one moment that stands out, but there's like a ton of funny moments, especially with Crimson.
Yeah, I mean, I had to
Our
rate this
future evil
podcast
lord.
T13 because she was scheduled to show up, and then her family decided to plan a last-minute trip to Disney World. And okay, I get that bronies are fun, but okay, brony podcast, Disney World. Like, I think you know what you would have done.
Oh, gee, I wish impromptu trips to Disney World were one of my scheduling conflicts.
Yeah.
If only. Well, Disneyland. I've been
She may think she's great, a future evil overlord, but Mickey Mouse is your future evil overlord.
I remember that there was a comic of that. I remember that there was a comic about that with Rainbow Dash and Sonic about the Wreck-It Ralph movie.
Huh.
I remember the animated James Rainbow Dash and Sonic video, but really, you have to like poop jokes if you're gonna watch that, though. Fair warning.
What, the animated James one? I don't know if I go that far. It's pretty funny.
Okay, well, to not cringe at one specific moment, you have to like poop jokes. How about that? Not cringe hard.
All right, so
That's okay. Mozart liked poop jokes. You can too.
do you like poop jokes? Yes, I like poop jokes.
I don't recall them do it. Like, maybe my memory of it is off, but I don't recall ever there being anything like that in it.
Well, I'm not going to describe it because that would be even worse. So,
Yeah.
Never explained the
You don't
joke.
want to take my word for it. Actually, that'll probably be better for your health. So, well, assuming
Well,
you don't watch it
I'd
to
probably
see
just
how
go
I'm
ahead
wrong.
and watch it. I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah, we're kind
aside,
of getting off track here.
Wait, there was a
I
track?
think I'm probably.
We always get off track. I don't think we've ever done a single recording where we actually stayed on topic for more
Yeah,
than 10 minutes.
that is a good point. The only time I was ever on the Riff Cafe podcast was we derailed quite a bit. As did Past tonight when I interviewed him.
Indeed.
Oh man, what was that past? It was like we were only supposed to sit down for an hour, and the interview ended up like what, 3?
Yeah, it wound up
still
being
though,
pretty
we've done
long.
relatively well so far. So, steer it back. Anybody else have any funny Riff moments they remember fondly?
I do. Basically in the new Meanwhile video, that moment with Snazzy and OmniViewer having that epic stare down of the century.
That was cute. Yeah.
Well, we lost traveling. Hopefully
He'll be back.
Oh,
He's a traveling arrow.
Yeah.
Someone used the bow on him.
Hopefully he's a boomeranging arrow.
Actually, I got an actual follow-up kind of thing. It's not like one of the favorite moments from our YouTube channel or any of the videos we've done. But some of my favorite like community moments. Maybe give people an idea of what it's like to be a part of the Riff Cafe. It was being up way, way early in the morning with traveling and Looney writing a party most foul. It was one of the most fulfilling, creative things I've ever done. Was just sitting down and hashing out how the script was going to go, and writing up jokes, figuring out what worked, what didn't work, and then seeing that project come to fruition way past its due date, but it still came out. And if that's the only thing I ever really contribute to this fandom, I can die happy.
Yeah. Actually, regarding that, I remember earlier in the chat there was questions about the process in which we make projects. Should we cover that?
If you want, I mean, I'm sure. Well, unless anybody has anything to add, I'm sure that's the kind of thing you don't have. Not every single person has to describe, at least not in full detail. But feel free to add anything you want to add.
Yeah. So for a party most foul, the process of making it was first the idea. Me and Fuller were talking back and forth, and I was like, well, somewhere along the lines we were like, let's make a Halloween video. And so I threw together a document where we described what was happening. It was going to be a murder mystery. Turns out they're not dead. That was the basic premise, and then we had a few questions that needed to be answered, like who wants to take part? What gag should we do? How should we discover that the person isn't dead? And then, we shared that with the chat. Everyone kind of gave their input over the next few days. And when it came time to actually script, Traveling Arrow signed up for being a writer. And so Foolery, myself, and Traveling all joined a call, and we started scripting, and we tried to use as many of the ideas as possible. But there were some that, like the way we wrote the script, it had to either be cut out or we wouldn't realistically be able to pull it off. So some of the ideas stuck, and others got scrapped just because that's the way it went.
And that's the editing process. I think a lot of people need to understand when it comes to anything is you can't force something. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah. So we did the scripting, and then over the next little bit, we tried to kind of fix anything that may have needed to be changed. And then I started casting people for, some of the roles we had people in mind for who would be that specific role. Do you remember any roles changing for?
Yeah, a lot. We'd had a lot of people lined up that either couldn't do it or weren't interested, or their part ended up just getting cut altogether. Um, we had a lot more old hat kind of analysts and reviewers and notable people that we wanted to just like pop up as cameos. And I think the only ones we really managed to pull off were ANY, Silver Quill, Josh Scorcher, and Crown Prince. If I'm forgetting anybody, I do forget. But we had at one point, we actually were talking with Dr. Wolf. We were talking with people like Maddie and others, and but we did want to put a focus more on newer talent being the sort of focus, give other people some, chance to shine in the spotlight. Ultimately, that's why we went with like Ty and Daga, Finn the Pony.
Also, the detective and Watson roles, we asked in the suggestions who should be like those.
Yeah, and we got a lot of names.
Yeah,
and I think the one that I think a lot of people were going for were Josh Scorcher and Silver Quill to be the detective and his companion, and that's how we ended ultimately. That's why we ended up with the joke.
Yeah.
The game's afoot, Watson. Tally ho!
No,
I will give them props though. They were excellent sports there. They were very funny in that cameo, and yeah, good on them.
They were very gracious. As far as I know, I don't know. I wasn't the one handling casting, and I was just the writer. But
I just hope they forgive us for that little chainsaw scene.
Again, all in good fun. And like the chainsaw, that was supposed to be. Oh crap! What was his name? Master Code. That was supposed to be Master Code because Master Code's known for putting on a Jason mask and pulling out the chainsaw. And we thought it would have been a perfect little cameo for him, but we couldn't get him. But there were two guys that came out of kind of nowhere, as far as Looney's told me, that really kind of got the project finally made. And if you want to thank them, Looney, is
yes. So. For a while, the project was kind of like I had lines, I had assets, I just didn't have the time to finish the video itself. I was working and I was going to school. So the two people that really helped to make this project actually get released was Keyblade and
Skywolf?
Yeah, Skywolf. Lewis Howells is also. So Keyblade came to me and was like, hey, need anything? And I'm like, maybe, what about this? And we just had back and forth. He helped me get a few of the lines that still needed to be recorded, because there were still some lines that weren't recorded. He helped me get those cast. He helped me find Lewis to help edit the rest of the video. And actually, if you'll notice in the video itself, there's a bit of a change in the style of editing. Like, up to the interviews is edited by me, and then after that, everything is by Lewis. And he is amazing and quick with his editing. I was thoroughly impressed with him.
Hey, you were telling me he did it. You were telling me he pulled it off in like 2 days or something like that.
Well, yeah, in between like updates and changes, like he was really quick at finishing the videos once he had the time.
And yeah, I guess it really is a collaborative effort around here.
Yeah. Although we have learned a couple of things from this project. For one, direction. Like, some of the scenes didn't work, and it was partly due to timing and partly due to, like, some people didn't understand the joke or what we were referencing, because a lot of the jokes were kind of old hat. Like, what the scene between
I'm a student of vaudeville, and like I guess the best example of that would be the opening scene between Kalu and Tyandago, where they're going back and forth about what's the password, and that password people aren't familiar. That is almost key for key an old Marx Brothers skit about the speakeasy door, the swordfish gag. It's called. Yeah. It's basically two characters go back and forth about what's the actual password to a speakeasy, and that's essentially what. And a lot of the jokes that I wrote are very old-fashioned wordplay, that kind of a thing.
Yeah, and they had to do like some of them really needed the timing, like ba ba ba, rather than some of them it's kind of slow, and the joke doesn't work because the timing isn't right. So in the future, I'm thinking I might give demos of how I envision the scene playing out. That way, there's more of an understanding of, oh, okay, this is
we shouldn't be. I don't think anyone who wants to make a project like this, because it shouldn't just be us making these.
Yeah.
My advice to you would be, if you want to do something big like a Party Most Foul or any collaboration, don't be afraid to ask someone to re-record their lines and give them a bit of direction. You don't have to be mean about it, but don't be afraid to ask for, hey, could you record this again, or this is how it's kind of supposed to be delivered. Communication is key.
Yeah. So, yeah, the Party Most Foul was a fun project, and we were able to finally utilize the Riff Cafe assets to their fullest.
Props to you.
Rest in peace, Snuggles.
So, should we finish up with our other favorite inter-Rift collaboration moments, or am I actually ending the party early now? Or would I be? Yeah.
Are there any more questions? I think we've kind of answered the question about what is it like to, actually create content. Aside from maybe like the podcasts or some of the interview segments, things like that, which is just sitting down with people and talking, which is what this is. So,
I mean, there's no shortage of questions. I've probably missed a couple. Like, some people are probably feeling very neglected, but yeah, like I said, I mean, we've already gone a half hour longer than we promised, and hopefully that makes up for the late start.
For a moment there, I was seeing doubles. Calliope was in this group twice.
Calliope, what did I tell you about using the mirror pool?
Oops, sorry.
Or was Looney just drunk for that 1 second?
Yes, I suddenly had a surge of alcohol in my system. But it's gone now.
No, I just disconnected and reconnected momentarily, and I think it happened so quick that it registered me reconnecting before it registered me disconnecting.
You can literally be in two places at once.
By the way, to answer where I was, my phone died.
Got that.
Yeah, where I am, the Wi-Fi is. Aw, where I am, the Wi-Fi is just a little bit spotty. So if I cut out for a moment, I think that's all it is.
Actually, I just realized I have another thing tonight, so probably gonna end the stream soon, depending on how long it takes for someone to get back to me. But if you guys want to start a new one, you could, if that's figured out.
Riff
Seems
Cafe
like
after
here,
party.
I mean, we're already kind of on the encore right now, so like, I'll leave it to a vote. You guys want to? I've had coffee. I'm good to go. But do you guys want to keep going, or are you about?
I can keep going. I got nothing.
Yeah, me neither. I'm just kind of milling around.
I'm good to go.
I could keep going, although I probably don't want to run too much later.
Okay, so if Looney has to go within the next 5 minutes, I guess we could start a new one, maybe carry on just another 20, like the encore, I guess, legitimately.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know, what's the viewer count look like?
Right now it's 32.
And does the chat have any other good questions they want to ask us?
The one that I'm waiting on is favorite moral in an episode, unless anyone sees one they'd rather answer.
I could definitely answer favorite moral.
Favorite moral.
It goes back into the reasons why I love Questra games. The moral about despite like the mistakes you made and despite the embarrassment you might receive for trying to cover up those mistakes, as long as you don't think about yourself and just honestly forget all of that and just go natural in whatever you need to do in whatever task in order to help others. I think that is the greatest moral you could ever have in order to not deter you from anything and just contribute to a working society. It may even be highlighted one day.
For me, I would have to say probably Pinky Pride. I think that episode's moral about doing what you enjoy doing and just forgetting about whether or not anyone else may be technically better is a lesson that a lot of people need to take to heart. That you should enjoy it. that's you should enjoy it, and you should be good at it. Those are the things that matter most. And in Pinky's case, yeah, she's being, I guess you could say marginally better. I wouldn't think he was massively better at it. So yeah.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might need to get going soon. But mind if I finish my part off with just giving my favorite moral?
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Let me think. Yeah. Apparently, I drove Calliope away.
Oh.
Okay.
Established the Wi-Fi is having trouble. But you go ahead.
Favorite moral. You know what? I feel like Univa's gonna kill me for this since I actually like the song from this episode.
Hold on, Unova.
I'm
Prepare your spear.
It's a sword, mind you, turtle.
Okay.
Remember this day, man, for it will be yours for all time. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The moral is from The Times Are a Changeling. Basically, the moral that I got from that episode was basically it doesn't matter where this person comes from. Never judge a book by its cover. Basically, it's kind of like of the first Sakura movie. I mean, episode. Where did I get the movie part from?
Sakura movie.
Sakura, the movie.
Yes, when she was in charge in that one timeline against Chrysalis.
More faithful to rhyming than a Dr. Seuss movie.
Anyway, I gotta get going. So this is Traveling Arrow. Keep traveling on every pony. Oh, and also Univa.
What?
Muffin to the face.
My eye! Thank you, Arrow. Dang you!
Muffin. Face it.
Just don't know what went wrong.
By the way, can you guys hear me all right? I feel like...
Yeah.
Okay, good.
You're crystal clear.
All right.
Any other questions? I don't really have a favorite moral. A lot of the morals are really good.
Yeah, it's a tough pick. I feel like there are actually some underrated ones. I feel like Feeling Pinky Keen's moral is actually really, really underrated because I think...
Oh yeah, it is very underrated, I would say.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
But like some of my favorite morals are in some of my least favorite episodes. So what kind of conundrum is that?
I mean, yeah, I guess there are episodes that like the moral alone seem better than the episode. I don't know if it's like, yeah, I can go that far. Favorite moral in a least favorite episode.
I really appreciate Newbie Dash's moral. But I guess I can appreciate that as someone who was in the military and kind of went through that whole nickname by happenstance, not really by like what you'd prefer to be called. I mean, I was Skeletor, and that was because I got pneumonia while I was in boot camp. So I looked like a skeleton, and I owned it. I was doing like a Skeletor impersonation to my drill sergeants and everything. So it's because they're the ones that gave it to me, and that is one of my favorite stories of all time. We got lined up, and PT we would call getting beaten we weren't actually getting physically beaten. It was, it was just like, drop and give me 20, or in the Navy, in this case, it was dive and give me 20. But berated, they were yelling at us. We were just certain we were going to get beat. And I was the tallest guy in my unit. And I'm standing at the end of the lineup, and of course, I'm the last one that's getting chewed out. And I'll never forget this. Pex Camp, he gets right in my face. And he's like, "What do you got to say about it, Skeletor?" And I just, I was just like, "We're screwed anyway." So I just said, "Curses, failed again, He-Man." And he laughed. He laughed so hard. And I found this out later about him. He was a child of the 80s. Apparently he loved, G.I. Joe and He-Man and all that. And he loved my impersonation so much. And we didn't get beat. It was that moment of comedy saved my unit from getting PT into the ground. So that is one of my favorite moments, and that's why I appreciate the moral to something like Newbie Dash and the message that episode's trying to get across. Is
I really like the moral of that episode.
I didn't really like how Rainbow acted. Like, just impersonating the main... It was cringeworthy.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. The episode is terrible.
The moral is...
The moral is what matters. And they could have done it better. I mean, same for me when it comes to, stop the bats. It's,
I think Newbie Dash... I think Newbie Dash started strong and ended strong, and we could just kind of toss out the middle and forget about that part.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Really, really hard cringe moments at just the perfect point so they undo everything that was going fine.
Seriously, and that was supposed to be the episode in which Dash is all excited about officially being in the Wonderbolts.
Yeah, they kind of dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah.
You screwed the pooch there, kid.
So to clarify,
I think
because my friend Saber seems to think I'm leaving. So I'm waiting for someone to contact me, and then I'll end this stream, and Second will pick it up. But for now, I'm here. I will be here for the next couple.
Drats!
Yes, you're trapped with me.
Hey guys, Nelson has a question for us.
Ooh, Nelson.
Tell.
Who do you think should come back in season 7?
Good question.
I feel like I had a really good answer to
White
this
Flame
that
Brothers.
I got a while ago.
Cheese sandwich.
That's a really good answer.
Have to have a successful cameo come back for a second time.
Grumpy Cat Pony. His cutie mark is Grumpy Cat. Enough said.
Yeah.
How about Scorpan?
That would be
good. Ooh, yes. Yes.
Because
that
we've never
would
actually
be...
seen him.
Who?
So he wouldn't be coming back. T-Rex brother.
Scorpan.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen him in picture book flashbacks, but yeah, he's never made an appearance in this image. This is a new Scorpan T-Rex brother.
In my case, I'm gonna just say Princess Amber, just because the queen of for the dragon kind should come back, and in this case, I wanted to see the queen of the dragons alongside with the king of the changelings in the same room, with Spike accordingly helping organize the meet with the ponies, essentially, just to cement him as the ambassador. That would just literally
make it happen. Make it happen. I want to see that.
Make that the season 7 premiere, and I swear to God, I'll make it top tier. I will literally fan gather, and you'll see me glee.
Writers on high, please heed my cry.
And speaking of the devil, so the guy that I was waiting for, he just messaged me. So, yeah, sorry to end our boast of fun here, but I'm going to end this stream, and then Second, are you going to start a new one?
Sure, let's have an after party if you guys still feel like it. I mean, do we have enough people who want to?
Yeah, sure, but I guess as far as the official Riff Cafe panel at HawkCon goes, that's all, folks.
What he said.
youth.
The
And
feelings
remember,
are
always
mutual.
poke them with a stick to check their pulse.
Looney, that's no way to be a coroner.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, so yeah, I'll start the send off.
Mhm.